There is a word that gets overused in interior design. Minimalism. Stripped of meaning by overuse. Turned into a shorthand for anything white and uncluttered. Japandi is something more specific. And when it is done correctly in a bathroom, the result is something that continues to feel right years after it was completed. This is a complete guide to Japandi bathroom. Design. Where Japandi comes from. Japandi is a fusion of two design traditions. Japanese wabi-sabi and Scandinavian hygge. Wabi-sabi is a Japanese aesthetic philosophy. It finds beauty in imperfection, in natural materials, in the way things age and wear honestly. It is not about polish. It is about truth to material. Hygge is a Scandinavian concept of warmth and well-being, comfort derived from quality, from simplicity, from things that feel good to live with rather than simply look good in photographs. Together, they produce an aesthetic that is both restrained and warm, spare without being cold, considered without being sterile. Natural materials are not optional. This is the first principle. Japandi is built on natural materials, not materials that simulate nature. Not oak effect vinyl. Not marble look ceramic. The real thing. In a bathroom context. This typically means solid timber for the vanity, oak or walnut being the most appropriate choices. Oak has a lighter, more Scandinavian quality. Walnut runs darker and warmer, with more of a Japanese gravity to it. For the basin and worktop, sintered stone. It reads as natural, mineral, matte, textured, without the maintenance burden of actual marble or limestone. Metal accents should be matte. Brushed brass or brushed steel. No chrome. Chrome is too reflective, too industrial, too cold for this palette. The color palette. Japandi bathrooms work within a narrow, muted range. Warm whites, not bright white. Warm whites have a slight cream or stone undertone. Bright white reads clinical, greiges, the spectrum between gray and beige. These sit naturally alongside both oak and stone, charcoal and deep tones, used selectively. A charcoal wall behind the vanity. A deeply toned stone basin on a lighter cabinet. What you will not find in a Japandi bathroom. Saturated color, pattern on pattern, strong contrast for its own sake. The palette is deliberately limited. That limitation is the point. It forces every material and surface to carry its own weight through texture and tone rather than color. Negative space. Japandi interiors use negative space actively. An empty wall is not a problem to be solved. An uncluttered worktop is not wasted opportunity. Space is part of the composition. In a bathroom, this means resist the urge to fill every surface. One object on the vanity top, not 6. A mirror and a light, not a gallery wall. A single plant, placed once and not moved. The things you choose to include must earn their place. Everything else is removed. Concealed storage. Negative space only works if the objects that would otherwise fill it have somewhere to go. This is why concealed storage is essential in Japandi design, not just desirable. A floating vanity with full-depth drawers handles most of this. Everything below the surface, products, toiletries, spare items. The top surface stays clear. For items above the basin, a mirrored cabinet replaces an open shelf. The mirror reads as a design element. The storage behind it is invisible. Avoid open shelving in a Japandi bathroom. It requires continuous discipline to maintain. Concealed storage does the work automatically. The floating vanity. Wall hung, with clear floor beneath. That visible floor line makes the room read as larger. It creates a horizontal visual rest point that grounds the space. It is also significantly easier to clean. The vanity height matters. A floating vanity should sit at a height that works for the users, typically 800 to 900 millimeters to the top surface. At Lave, we make this adjustable to order. The integrated basin. In a Japandi bathroom. The basin should be integrated, one continuous surface, no rim, no lip. Nothing to collect grime or interrupt the eye. An integrated sintered stone basin sits flush with or within the vanity top. The transition from worktop to basin is seamless. It wipes clean in one motion. The tap should be wall-mounted, not deck-mounted, not set into the basin. Wall-mounted keeps the entire surface clean. It reduces visual noise. It is simply the right choice for this aesthetic. Lighting. One color temperature throughout. Choose warm white, around 2700 to 3000 Kelvin, and apply it consistently. A backlit mirror handles task lighting without the clinical feeling of overhead downlights alone. The glow from behind the mirror is soft and diffuse. It flatters without being theatrical. What Japandi is not. It is not simply a white bathroom with a plant. It is not gray and white with chrome fittings and a freestanding bath. It is not any neutral palette assembled without consideration of material quality, proportion, or the relationship between elements. Japandi is a discipline. Its restraint is earned, not applied. The materials must be genuine. The proportions must be considered. The negative space must be intentional. When all of those conditions are met, the result is a bathroom that feels genuinely calm, not because nothing is there, but because everything that is there is exactly right. Lave Studio makes floating vanities in solid oak and walnut, with integrated sintered stone basins, made to order. If you would like to discuss a project, the link is in the description.